Conducted a search of the business. Employees and customers say now they're wondering when the market will reopen.
The early morning calm at Westside Market in Manhattan was broken when 25 immigration and customs enforcement agents arrived in unmarked vehicles to carry out a planned operation. By 11 a.m., the store was surrounded and ICE officers moved inside to begin verifying the legal status of employees.
I'm respected in this country alongside with my people, or we're going to fight back and we're going to witness conflict.
Yeah. And how do you guys want to fight back?
I believe that we contribute to the economy. We pay taxes. You know, just because our parents came to cross borders for a better future, I believe that this is the place that we have known as home for years.
According to officials, several workers were identified as undocumented, including at least 6 Spanish nationals who had been working at the store without proper authorization. Witnesses say the operation was professional, precise, and completed in less than an hour.
Well, we're here because immigration is ripping families apart, and we're not okay with that. They're attacking our communities. They're attacking hardworking people that are here to make a better life for themselves and their families. Because they're working against us instead of protecting us. The cops should be here to protect and serve their community. We are their community. But they're not protecting us. They're working with ICE, so they're not protecting us.
Federal authorities confirmed that the individuals detained are now in ICE custody and will be processed according to federal law. The raid came after weeks of investigation into the store's hiring practices, with tips suggesting that undocumented employees were being hired over U.S. citizens and legal residents. ICE emphasized that the operation was not random, but based on verified evidence and part of its broader effort to protect the workforce in New York City.
To protect the people, to protect the folks that they're sworn to protect. And we also want people to be taken out of detention, out of deportation proceedings.
For locals, the enforcement action was a clear reminder that federal immigration law applies everywhere, from neighborhood grocery stores to large construction sites, and that employers must ensure all workers have proper authorization. Westside Market is just the latest target in a series of ICE raids across New York City. Enforcement operations have intensified in recent months as federal authorities respond to rising concerns about undocumented labor in key industries. In Brooklyn, ICE agents raided a food distribution warehouse near the Navy Yard, detaining more than a dozen employees who lacked work authorization.
And then we are treating them like this when they try to find safety or new opportunities.
Or do you think that there's no need for it?
No need. I think borders are pointless and borders should be erased. That's not how we're meant to be.
Investigators had tracked suspicious hiring practices for months, with evidence showing that undocumented workers were employed at lower wages than legal employees, creating an unfair advantage for the business. By conducting the raid, ICE not only removed unauthorized workers, but also sent a strong message that companies in New York City must follow federal hiring laws.
My husband's in there. I have children with him. He's been here for 20 years.
Another operation took place in Queens at a large construction site near Long Island City. There, ICE agents detained 19 individuals who were found working without proper authorization. Many were employed through layers of subcontractors, a method often used to avoid responsibility for verifying legal status. Federal officials said this kind of hiring undermines lawful contractors and puts pressure on wages in the construction industry. The Queens raid, coordinated with the Department of Labor and local police, highlights ICE's focus on industries where unauthorized employment is common and where it impacts the job opportunities of legal residents. In the Bronx, ICE agents carried out a raid at a produce market that supplies smaller grocery stores across the borough. 11 workers were detained after agents confirmed they were undocumented. The operation was part of a larger investigation into food supply chains and labor practices. Officials stated that unauthorized workers in food distribution not only threaten fair wages, but also compromise oversight and accountability in a critical sector. Businesses that knowingly hire undocumented workers gain an illegal advantage, while law-abiding companies are forced to compete unfairly. ICE emphasized that these raids level the playing field and protect both the workforce and the integrity of essential industries. Staten Island also saw enforcement activity. At a shipping facility near the waterfront, ICE detained 14 workers during a surprise inspection. Investigators had received reports that the facility was employing undocumented workers in overnight shifts, where supervision was minimal. ICE confirmed the arrests and said the operation was part of a broader push to monitor transportation and logistics sectors, which are vulnerable to unauthorized employment. By targeting shipping hubs, ICE ensures that the supply chain remains compliant with federal law and that businesses do not cut costs by exploiting undocumented labor. Back in Manhattan, another high-profile raid was carried out at a well-known restaurant group operating several locations downtown. During inspections at 2 of their restaurants, ICE agents detained 8 workers found to be without proper work authorization. The restaurant group is now under investigation for possible violations of federal hiring laws. According to ICE, restaurants across New York City are increasingly under scrutiny, as the industry has long been a hotspot for unauthorized employment. Officials stress that enforcement actions like these are necessary to protect American jobs and ensure that businesses operate fairly and legally. ICE officials in New York have said that these enforcement actions decisively are not meant to disrupt unauthorized workers from displacing legal employees, keeps wages from being suppressed, and ensures that businesses that follow the rules are not unfairly undercut. New York City remains a focus for ICE because of its size, economic importance, and high demand for labor across multiple industries. Officials say that operations will continue in grocery stores, restaurants, construction sites, warehouses, and logistics centers. Employers are urged to comply with federal regulations, verify all documentation, and avoid hiring practices that could result in penalties. Federal authorities have made it clear that both employees and employers will be held accountable if they violate immigration law. The Westside Market raid, along with those in Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, and Manhattan's restaurant sector, shows that ICE enforcement in New York City is increasing in scope and effectiveness. These operations demonstrate the agency's commitment to ensuring lawful hiring practices, protecting jobs for U.S. citizens and legal residents, and maintaining a fair and competitive economy. ICE continues to send a clear message: unauthorized employment will not be tolerated, and federal law will be enforced wherever violations occur.